Welcome to Feng Shui Simply. My name is Cheryl Grace and I'm a professional Feng Shui practitioner and the author of Feng Shui Simply, Change Your Life from the Inside Out. Today we're going to talk about Feng Shui, which is the art of enhancing your environment to improve your life. Even though Feng Shui came from China over 3,000 years ago, we're using Feng Shui in a very practical way in the Western world. When we use good Feng Shui in our environment and in our life, in our businesses and our workplaces, we have the chance to improve our health, our wealth, our relationship, our career opportunities, and every aspect of your life. And one of the most important things about Feng Shui is, of course, to improve the energy or the vibrant energy in your life. And the way to do that is using the 3 tools of Feng Shui. Today I'm going to talk about one tool in particular, but let me just mention the other 2 tools. The 3 tools total of Feng Shui are the Yin and Yang, the 5 elements, and the Bagua map. All 3 are important to use in an environment in order to create good Feng Shui. But the tool that I'm going to talk about today is called the Bagua map. Bagua is spelled B-A-G-U-A. Ba means 8 and Gua means an area or a zone. So there are 9 squares in the Bagua map, just like a tic-tac-toe board. 8 of the squares represent a different life aspect, and the 9th square is the hub of the center. So think of the hub of a wheel or the center of a wheel with spokes going out to each life aspect. This is basically the template for the Bagua map. Now, how you use the Bagua map differs depending on what type of Feng Shui you're using. There are basically 2 groups of Feng Shui. The first one is called compass Feng Shui. This is when we use the Bagua map in the home as a template based on directional Feng Shui, north, south, east, west. This works very well when you're building a home from scratch. Because this is the Eastern practice of Feng Shui, the classical or compass Feng Shui, it doesn't always translate well in the Western world because sometimes we live where we live and it is what it is. Therefore, using compass Feng Shui doesn't always translate well in the Western world. So today we're going to use what we call form school Feng Shui, or what I call Feng Shui Simply. We're going to take the Bagua map and talk about how we place it over the floor plan of the home in order to create 9 zones or 9 areas in your home of which we can energize in order to improve our life. The Bagua map, of course, always applies as a template for how you live your life, which we will discuss at a later time. And now we're going to talk about how we use the Bagua map. First, you're going to place the Bagua map over the floor plan of your house based on the direction and the location of your front door. So as you stand in front of your house, facing your front door, this is how we're going to lay the Bagua map over the floor plan of your home. Think of the Bagua map as a tic-tac-toe board. 3 squares in the back, 3 squares in the center, and 3 squares in the front. So your house might be shaped like a square, a rectangle, or even an odd shape like an L or a zigzag shape. In all cases, you want to create a square by connecting all the dots of your floor plan, whether some things are outside or some things are inside, in order to create 4 sides, or the Bagua map. Once you've done this to your floor plan, now you're going to draw a tic-tac-toe board onto your floor plan. This creates the 9 zones, or what we call the magical squares. So let's discuss each square individually. We're going to start with the back of your house. The far left back of your house, across the back of your house, is 3 zones. These zones from left to right, as you face the front door, as you face your home, are the left back part of your house is considered wealth and prosperity. Wealth and prosperity is really where you are earning your income, where your subsistence is coming in, and how you live your life in a prosperous way. So the wealth area is one of the most important rooms of your home. And of course, if you have a bathroom or a storage area or even a swamp located in the wealth area, then you know this is not going to be good feng shui in your future. The second square, the middle square in the back of the house, is called fame and reputation. This is about you as an individual, or about each member of your family as an individual. How people know you and how people think of you. It also applies to your lasting legacy. So anything that has to do with diplomas or certificates are a good thing to place in the fame and reputation area in order to foster and nurture that kind of energy. Or if you're a fan of, say, Oprah Winfrey, and you have a photo of Oprah Winfrey in the fame and reputation area, it is an intentional visual energy that might inspire you to aspire higher. The far right-hand corner of your home is the love, marriage, and relationship area. It's the most ideal location for your master bedroom. While your master bedroom might not be located in the love, marriage, and relationship area, it doesn't mean that you do not want to enhance this area in any way you can to foster relationships, love, marriage, connection, community, and friendships. So the kinds of things that you want in the love, marriage, and relationship is all about pairs, because we are better connected and we are stronger as a link. That's two or more things linked together. So how that translates is, if you're a single person looking for a relationship, you don't want to put single objects or single images in the love relationship area because it's fostering more of the same. Instead, you like to have and place accessories in pairs so that there is two or more things together, which is basically doubling your abundance and drawing in the energy of connection and pairs. In addition, when you select artwork in your love, marriage, and relationship area, you also want to have those kinds of images that looks like a pair or a connection, such as you might have two trees that are intertwined together, or you may actually have artwork that displays two images of people, say doing the tango in a dance. This is the kind of visual energy you want in your love, relationship, and marriage area. But what if your love, marriage, and relationship is actually outside? Perhaps it's in your lanai. So how do you create love, marriage, and relationship connections when something is outside, such as the lanai? Well, there's lots of ways to do that. You can have two chairs instead of one chair, peering out into gazing, say, over a lake, so having the same point of view for love and marriage. You can certainly have multiple pots of flowers and various objects and statues that represent love, marriage, and relationships. You just have to be creative how you display the connection within that space. Now as we move to the center of the house, as you face your front door, from left to right, so the center squares. On the left-hand side is the health and family area of your home. Now health is 4 different aspects. It is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. You have to connect with and be mindful of each aspect of the health area in this gua. Family represents family members and family of friends. This can be displayed through wonderful photographs that you have of your family in very happy times. Rather than have yourself alone in a photograph, try picking your favorite moment when you're on vacation with your friends or your family and display that in a photograph. The center square, the middle square, is the hub of the wheel and the dead center spot of the tic-tac-toe board. This is the area when in traditional and classic feng shui they used to keep open because it's the energy center of the Bagua map. So typically in arrangement of the home is left the center open. Sometimes it's a garden or sometimes it's a living room with a very open plan. The important point to remember is to keep it energetically open and spacious in order for the hub of the wheel and the energy to circulate throughout the house. On the far right-hand side in the center square is the creativity and children area. This is an opportunity for you to display creative projects or artwork or anything that your family has created and display it on the walls. You could display an artistic endeavor such as watercolor art, or you could even display some artwork from your children that is framed and displayed openly into this room. This is a way to nurture your creativity. But the most important thing about creativity in children is to find your inner joy and keep it. Just as children have a lot of joy in their life, you too must also remember that concept and make sure you have time for play, dance, singing, laughter on a daily basis. Now let's talk about the 3 front zones, or the 3 areas of the Bagua map at the front of the house, from left to right. On the left-hand side, as you're facing your house, is the knowledge and self-cultivation area, or Gua. It is the wisdom area. This is the ideal location to place books or anything that you want in order to improve yourself. Self-cultivation, that aspects of this area, is also have to do with the inner work of Feng Shui. This means that contemplating, meditation, quiet time is very important for this area. This would be an excellent area for you to practice self-cultivation. This can be the form of meditation, quiet time, and reflection. It's an excellent place to sit down on a chair, have a nice cup of tea, and just have some quiet time to yourself. Because as we say in Feng Shui, wisdom whispers. That means for you to gain knowledge of where you're going and what you want to do in your life, you need to have that quiet time on a regular basis. The center square is the career center, or the life purpose aspect of Feng Shui. This is in the middle section in the front part of your house. It might even be the location of your front door, because your front door is either going to be located on the left side, the middle square, or the right side of the Bagua map. But the career area also represents life purpose. What this means and translates in Feng Shui is that when you're following your life purpose, then work becomes play. So the impression that you want to give in the career area, especially in your artwork, is where you are going as an individual or as a family. If you have career aspirations, you want to find artwork that best replicates the direction that you want to go. For example, if you wanted to climb Mount Everest, you could select artwork with literally Mount Everest, and this would be placed in your entryway. So when you walk into the front door of your home, the first thing you see is, of course, Mount Everest. It is visual energy that's going to take you in that direction. You're reminded on a daily basis that this is the direction that you want to go. You can't help but create energy in that direction. So anything that has to do with your life purpose or your career goals, this is the kind of artwork, imagery, and symbolic images that you want to place in this area. The far right-hand corner of the Bagua map is helpful people and travel. So anybody that is helpful to you is something that you want to encourage and place in this area. Now, helpful people could be mentors, it could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be Oprah Winfrey, it could be angels, spirit guides, religious symbolic images, anything that you consider to be helpful to you. These are the kind of objects and images that you can place either as accessories or as artwork in this area. The travel component of helpful people and travel is literally travel. So you may want to go to, say, Bali, or you may want to go to South Africa. Either way, if you place images, either in artwork or in objects on your counter surfaces, this is going to give you a visual reminder on a daily basis the direction that you want to go. Perhaps it may trigger you to save faithfully towards that vacation that you want to go to, or it may be an inspiration for you to get there faster. But when you see the visual energy placed in your environment, it acts as a motivator to get you to go there. Now, the Bagua map can be used in many different ways. You use the Bagua map to find the perfect location for your home. So let's say you're shopping for land and you want to build. You can use the Bagua map to place it on a property, an empty property where there's no house on it. And you can use the Bagua map effectively to find out, is this the right property for you? You place the Bagua map literally on the land as you stand in front or the entry point of the land. And of course, you're now creating a Bagua map, a tic-tac-toe board, and then you can evaluate each area of the land to see if it has potentially good Feng Shui. As an example, we've talked about that the wealth area of the Bagua map is in the far back left-hand area of the home. And in this case, it would be the far back left-hand area of the property. Let's say there's a swamp there. And of course, it's no energy, low energy, and maybe gloomy energy. This would be the first clue that this is not the right property for you. Now, with the Bagua map, we can also use it to find the perfect home. So when you're shopping for a home and you want to buy the perfect place for you, you can use the Bagua map in order to find out if it's the right home for you. By doing this, you walk in and in your head, you have the Bagua map. And you look at each area of the potential place that you're going to buy to see if it has good feng shui. For example, you go back to the wealth corner of the home that you're looking at, and you find it might be a dreary bathroom with all the sinks and drains and open, that it might also drain all the wealth and prosperity out of your life. So of course, master bathrooms or bathrooms in general is probably not ideal feng shui in the wealth corner. However, there's also ways to enhance that and to minimize any negative aspects of a bathroom in the wealth corner. So don't get distressed over that. So now that we've used the Bagua map to find the perfect place, the perfect location, the perfect land, and now the perfect house, we can apply the Bagua map to each room in the house based on the entryway or the door of the room. For example, as you stand in front of your house, you lay the Bagua map out according to where you're standing from the front door. The Bagua map and its 9 equal squares actually lays over the floor plan of your house. But as you apply the Bagua map to each room in the house, you want to make sure that the Bagua map is laid out according to the entryway or the door of the room that you're going into. And from there, you create a tic-tac-toe board. So for example, if you're using your master bedroom and you start to walk into the master bedroom from the entryway door, from that point of view, you can draw literally a 9 square tic-tac-toe board. So the far back left corner of that master bedroom is your wealth corner. The middle of the back area of your master bedroom is the fame and reputation. And of course, your love, marriage, and relationship area is in the far back right corner. And now you're enhancing your feng shui on a deeper level by applying the Bagua map to each room in your house based on the location of your door. And one final thought on the Bagua map, you can use the Bagua map over a surface such as a desk. So as you're sitting at a desk, your desk surface becomes a Bagua map or a template for the Bagua map. You place wealth and prosperity items on the left-hand side. It could be a piggy bank or it could be anything that says wealth to you. In the center square, which is the fame and reputation area, it's the ideal location for your business cards because that is about you. That's your own personal fame and reputation. And of course, in the love and marriage area, which is the far right-hand corner of your desk, you can place objects that remind you of your loved one, of your family member, or even 2 hearts if you want to enhance the love and marriage and relationship area of your desk. So now we're going to talk about how we use the Bagua map as a template to manage your life and to cope with change. So we're going to take the same 9 equal squares of the Bagua map and apply it to our life. So let's start with wealth and prosperity. We already know that the wealth and prosperity has things to do with money or substance in your life. But what's more important about the lesson in feng shui with regards to the inner feng shui is that the wealth and prosperity area also represents gratitude, paying it forward, and if you always give, you will always have. The reason I'm mentioning this now is because if you think that you can just place a piggy bank or any object that reminds you of wealth in an area of your home and then suddenly you're going to become wealthy, well, we would all do that and we would all be rich and famous and feng shui would be so easy. But it's really not that simple in feng shui. There is a mindset of harmony and a mindset of inner feng shui. In other words, your mindset has to match your actions. So when we get back to wealth and prosperity and we think about if you always give, you always have, then the more that you concentrate on paying it forward, whether it's acts of kindness, whether it's charity, whether it's any kind of form of service, you're going to nurture your wealth and prosperity area. The next area is fame and reputation, and this is about you personally. So this is how your friends think about you, this is how your friends talk about you, this is how you're perceived in the world. You can simply ask any family member or friend how they would describe you to another person. This way you can listen to see what is said about you, and you can take your cues from this conversation. So fame and reputation ultimately is to leave a lasting legacy. Sometimes we're focused on destiny instead of legacy. In other words, we're leaving things open to chance or to fate. In Feng Shui, it's more important about what you leave behind. What is your personal lasting legacy? Why are you here on this earth? What Feng Shui teaches us in the love, marriage, and relationship area is to form strong bonds with another. And this is done through what we call soulmate energy. Instead of looking for your soulmate, that one person that you think is the other half of your soul that will somehow complete you, instead be the soulmate energy. Those attributes, those qualities, those values that you admire, be that first. And that like-minded energy, soulmate energy, will attract you to another. In the Inner Wisdom Bagua map, now we're going to talk about the 3 middle squares. The first one is called health and family. Now, health and family is all the relationships, the strong relationships you have with other family members or your family of choice. This area lends to a very important lesson to set boundaries with anyone who is not respecting you as a person or treating you well. There is no unconditional love in Feng Shui. There is love, but setting boundaries. This is also an area to think about forgiveness. And forgiveness in Feng Shui means letting go and not wishing the past could be different. It's not necessarily forgiving somebody or releasing them from bad deeds. The center square is the earth center. It's the hub of the wheel. And in Feng Shui, in the inner wisdom, this is our peaceful place. This is the calm in the center. This is our mindset of harmony. From this neutral position, we are opening our mind and creating a new mindset of harmony. We are not concentrated on fixed ways of doing things or a rigid point of view. From this point of view, we're able to practice flexibility and an open mind. And now we can take a look at the creativity and children area. This particular area is really about nurturing our inner joy. So that means when we are having fun and we're being creative, we're actually going to have new experiences come into our life. So even if you're just getting in the car and going a different way to work, you're going to experience new things, new ways of doing things, and might even run into a brand new or fun kind of restaurant to go through. You have to mix it up a little bit in order to nurture your inner joy. You want to do anything that you've been postponing for a very long time. It might be watercolor painting, it might be going to your favorite restaurant, it might be playing a round of golf. Anything that will nurture your inner joy is going to nurture your creativity. So now we move to the front area of the Bagua map and how it applies to our inner Feng Shui. In the knowledge and self-cultivation area, it really reminds us that for us to keep growing, we have to keep learning. Anytime that you want to start a new project or a new venture, this is the area that you want to concentrate on. You might have to open the books, you might have to go back to school or attend a college class. Anything that will get you going in a new direction is really trying to foster your wisdom area. As far as the self-cultivation, it just reminds us that we have to take a little bit of time for ourselves, whether it's quiet time, whether it's meditation, whether it's a yoga class. Anytime that you can nurture your spirit, you're nurturing your soul. As we move to the inner wisdom of the career and life purpose area, this is really just a reminder that we have to trust the process that we're following and let our footsteps guide our way. Life purpose is really about following your passion. When you chase the inspiration, the money will follow. The final gua that we're going to talk about today is the helpful people and travel. This is an area where you want to seek out individuals that will be helpful to you. These could be mentors, these could be family members, they could be spiritual figures, they could be religious figures. Anybody that can be helpful to you is someone that you want to seek out to get encouragement from. For example, choose many people to help you along the way, because if you only choose one mentor, they can only take you where they have been. In the travel department, it can mean literally that you want to travel, but it also means your journey in life. So seek out different ways of doing things. Let synchronicity be your guide. Take chances that you would normally do, because if you want to go where you've never been, you must do what you've never done. So that's our lesson on the Feng Shui Bagua map today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please contact me at cherylgrace.com. Thank you.